Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 20, 2024. And in the news this afternoon, ban on plastic lunch boxes to take effect on June 1. The Jamaican government will implement a ban on the use of plastic lunch boxes on June 1. This, according to Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for the environment. This is part of a continuing effort to reduce plastic pollution. June 1 is also the target date for a ban on personal care products with plastic beads. Senator Samuda made the announcement during his contribution to the State of the Nation debate in the Upper House on Friday. The government had previously announced that the ban would take effect on December 31 last year. The lead time of 6 months to the implementation of the new bans was strategically determined, he said, explaining that there will be a public education program aimed at sensitizing the nation of this pending change during this interim period. He also revealed that Jamaica currently collects more than 30% of the plastic bottles produced monthly, a vast improvement over the 8% that was being collected only 3 years ago. He added that the government will work with stakeholders to devise a legislation to achieve a target of collecting and recycling at least 70% of all plastic produced monthly. MacDonald's phone communicated with the killers on night a wife was killed. A mobile phone attributed to businessman Everton Beachy-Stout MacDonald was communicating with a phone linked to one of his wife's killers on the night, and in the area she was stabbed to death, a police witness has testified. However, the witness, an expert communications analyst, acknowledged during cross-examination that his detailed report on the activities of the two mobile phones was created in September last year after the murder trial of MacDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes began in the Home Circuit Court. The partially burnt body of Tonia Hamilton MacDonald, 32, was found with the throat slashed inside her car along a deserted road in Sherwood Forest, Portland on July 20, 2020. Denver Lynn Minot, a Portland fisherman, was given a 19-year prison sentence and ordered to serve 10 years before he is eligible for parole after he pleaded guilty in September 2020 for his role in Tonia's killing. Minot, in a tearful confession to the police, claimed that Beachy-Stout offered him $3 million to kill Tonia. He admitted that he subcontracted the hit to another man, lured her to the deserted road, and watched as the man held the businesswoman by the neck and stabbed her repeatedly inside the car. The convicted killer said he left the scene and called Everton MacDonald and told him what had happened. The police witness testified that a phone attributed to Minot, also called a bubbler, placed 2 calls to a cell phone attributed to Beachy-Stout, the first one at 7:25 p.m. and the second at 8:15 p.m. Minot's first call was picked up by the Norwich Halt cell site, while the second call was completed using the Sherwood Forest cell site, the witness testified. According to the witness, the Port Antonio rooftop and the Port Antonio PO cell sites completed the calls to the phone attributed to MacDonald. The police expert testified too that between 6:38 p.m. and 7:26 p.m. on the day Tonia was killed, there were a total of 5 communications between her mobile phone and the device attributed to Minot. Communications included text messages and phone calls, the witness explained. The calls from the phone attributed to Minot were made via the Norwich Halt cell site, while the Port Antonio rooftop cell site completed the call to Tonia's phone, according to the witness's testimony. The police expert testified that between June 1, 2020 and August 5, 2020, the phone attributed to Beachy-Stout initiated a total of 91 direct communication with the phone attributed to Minot. Over the same period, the phone attributed to Minot initiated 43 direct communication with the device attributed to Everton MacDonald, the witness testified. Under cross-examination by defense attorney Courtney Rowe, the witness acknowledged that the attribution of Beachy-Stout's number was done by detectives probing Tonia's murder. When you said the phone attributed to Mr. MacDonald communicated with the phone attributed to Mr. Minot, "You can't say that information is correct," Rowe asked the witness. "According to the information I received, it is correct," he replied. "Can you say the information you received from the investigators is correct?" the defense attorney pressed. "That is correct," he replied. The trial will continue on Monday. Brothers fight over toothpaste. A subpoena was issued for a corporate area man to attend the court after he accused his brother of assaulting him over toothpaste. Allegations are that sometime last year, the complainant and his brother, Christopher Sangster, got into an argument. The argument is said to have stemmed from the complainant's refusal to share a tube of toothpaste with a Sangster. It is alleged that a Sangster used a piece of iron to hit the complainant in his face, causing a wound which bled. When the matter was mentioned in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, Sangster, who was subsequently charged with unlawful wounding, pleaded not guilty. Over toothpaste? Senior Parish Judge Lauren Cole Montague asked, evidently shocked. The matter was adjourned until March 12, and a subpoena was issued for the complainant and the investigator to attend the court. Another Oracabessa lockup escapee apprehended. Another of the 7 men who escaped from the Oracabessa police lockup in St. Mary has been recaptured. Trey Walker, 24, from Claremont in St. Anne, had reportedly been in police custody since January 7, but had given the authorities a different name. Walker was one of 7 inmates who escaped from the lockup on December 21 last year. His capture followed that of 22-year-old Linton Bailey, who was nabbed by cops in an early morning operation in Wilderness, St. Mary, on Thursday, January 4. Bailey is from Jackson River in the parish. Walker, the police said, was arrested by the Linstead police and charged with larceny of a motorcycle, receiving stolen property, and the malicious destruction of property. At that time, the accused gave a false name. However, following investigations, the accused admitted his true identity, which was later confirmed by his family members and the St. Mary police. Walker was subsequently transported to the Anota Bay police lockup, where he will be charged with escaping custody and malicious destruction of property. It was reported that around 6 a.m., the 7 inmates used a hacksaw blade to cut a hole in the metal ventilation system and escaped custody. PNP Womens Movement condemns the murder of Melissa Silvera. The People's National Party Women's Movement has condemned the tragic murder of Melissa Silvera, the wife of former Member of Parliament Jolyon Silvera. Jolyon was charged with Melissa's murder on Friday. Melissa Silvera, 42, was found dead in the couple's Stony Hill St. Andrew home on November 10, 2023. It was initially assumed that she had died from natural causes. Our nation has been rocked with shock and concern as the circumstances surrounding Melissa's death have been brought to light over the last month. We are clear and respect the fact that in Jamaica, one is innocent until proven guilty, the Women's Movement said in a release on Saturday. The PNP Women's Movement also commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force for their efforts in ensuring justice is served and highlighted that the tragedy has had a devastating impact on us as a PNP family, especially considering her 3 sons. We recognize the unmeasurable grief and the pain the sons and other family members are enduring, and our thoughts and prayers are with them during this difficult time, the statement continued. The Women's Movement said it is important to bring the perpetrators of acts of violence to justice to face the consequences. We stand firmly behind the pursuit of justice for Melissa Silvera and will continue to advocate for systemic changes aimed at preventing and addressing violence against women and children in our society. The organization noted further that it is important to bring perpetrators of acts of violence to justice and that they must face their consequences. We stand firmly behind the pursuit of justice for Melissa Silvera and will continue to advocate for systemic changes, it said. It added, we believe that incidents such as this bring to the fore the threats to safety and the security of women and children in our society. It is imperative that we collectively strive to create a culture of respect, equality, and safety for all, where such tragic incidents are never again allowed to occur. We reiterate our steadfast commitment to supporting survivors raising awareness and fostering a society that upholds the rights and the dignity of every individual. The PNP Women's Movement also called on all stakeholders, including community leaders, law enforcement agencies, and the policymakers, to join hands in advocating for a society where every person can live free from the fear of violence and harm.